Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. We're back in the MapleStory Korea test client to check out more skill changes. All these changes are part of the ignition update that I estimate we will get in November. Do keep in mind though that things might still be changing before they go live. Today we're checking out the Luminous class changes and the buffs for the mechanic and Kaiser. And also have some nice news from Maplers who hate the Explorer Archer upjump. But first our shining light Luminous, who out of all these classes in my opinion got the most relevant and impactful skill changes. I think most Luminous mains will welcome them, however there also was a change to the reflection skill that I find kinda difficult to judge. First though, there is a really nice change made to your equilibrium mode. Whenever you balance your light and dark skills, you normally automatically enter equilibrium mode right away, allowing you to spam skills like Dead Side. However, after this balance update, the logic for that was changed. Luminous now will permanently stay in either light or dark mode depending on which mode you're in, unless you use either Dead Side or Ender. So if you want to grind or boss with just your light or dark skill, you now can, with the added downside that you cannot use Dead Side or Ender unless you actually want to enter equilibrium. The second job skill, Black Blessing, a toggle skill that would generate those 3 orbs that would absorb damage and increase your magic attack, was changed. This skill is now a passive that just increases magic attack and passively reduces incoming damage by 50% always. So no longer you need to wait for those orbs to respawn. Your third job healing skill is now 32% faster to cast, but it still feels pretty slow to be honest. And your Dead Side attack has had a massive boost in range. The attack range was increased by about 83%, making it almost double in size now. It basically hits the whole freaking screen. The skill got buffed by a ton seriously. It is also about 17% faster to cast now, a big W for the Luminous class. Fourth job also saw some nice changes. Your Morningstar Meteor is now a black ball, which fits the team better. Dark Crescendo has had its max number of stacks halved, but the effect has been doubled. The skill gives a damage buff every time you hit an enemy, and that buff stacks a couple of times. Now it will stack faster, and the skill itself will last longer as well. The duration got buffed from lasting 20 seconds to 30 seconds. Alright, so I did save the most important change for last. I'm also not sure how to feel about this change. I wonder what Luminous mains have to say about this one. So the logic behind Reflection, your 4-job light mobbing skill, was changed. This skill now spreads instead of bounces. You hit an enemy and then multiple beams will shoot out of that enemy to nearby enemies. This does make the skill hit a lot faster, but it also works only in one direction. And Reflection does not spread anymore after the first bounce from what I can tell. Not sure if I like this change or not. Let me know what you think. I really don't like it that you can't hit monsters behind you anymore. It just doesn't bounce around like it used to. The spread is nice though, it does feel faster, but yeah, let me know what you think. Also good news for all Explorer Archers who absolutely despise their upjump. You can now right click the upjump skill to change the command key. You can then press up and jump like most other classes. Not sure why they were different to begin with, but hey, now at least you can use it like most other classes except for the demons. The range of the jump also got increased, but Nexon didn't specify by how much. Also the common Explorer Archer toggle skill from 3rd job has been changed to a passive skill. And for Bowmasters, their arrow platter now lasts 60 seconds instead of 30, which is pretty convenient. Also, I just read up on this. Another common change that we can expect in our future is the removal of sudden missions. Those are just going to be deleted. Instead, the daily limit for the Polo and Frito dungeons was increased, and special dungeons that give more EXP were added. I didn't encounter those yet though, but if I do, I'll make sure to show them. So let's check out our Dragon Boy Kaiser. Kaiser actually got some nice buffs to his 4-job main bombing attack, but also some rather disappointing changes to his sword summon skill. The skill Tempest Blade was changed to a toggle skill, and a new skill was added to fire off your swords. At first I figured this is like amazing, because you could just use a macro for that skill and any other skill and boom, semi-automatic firing swords. But sadly it doesn't work that way. For some reasons you cannot add most of your Kaiser skills to any macro, like none of the 4-job attacks could be used that way, so you have to press the button to fire the sword yourself anyway. You do need to press one less button now, so it is sort of an improvement. You no longer have to summon them manually as well, because that's a toggle now. But you still have to fire them off, which I think is okay. It's a small improvement, but I was hoping for more. Kaiser's 4th job bobbing skill, Blade Burst, has had its damage increased from max level 300% to 480%. That's a pretty big buff. Also the range of this attack was increased by about 13%. Not the biggest, but definitely a welcome one. Also you can now use the Inferno Breath skill in the air. Again, not the biggest change, but a nice convenient change. And finally for this class, the level 190 Hyper skill Final Trance has had its cooldown reduced from 300 seconds to 240 seconds. So some buffs for Kaiser, but I was just hoping for automatic metallic swords. I had similar feelings towards the mechanic class that we tested out. The missile skill was changed so you can now hold down the button. On paper that sounds absolutely amazing, just hold down the button and keep using your other attacks. But sadly, reality is often disappointing. Sure, you can hold down the button you assign your missile skill to keep firing, but as soon as you use any other button, the firing will just stop. You can, for example, if you're walking already, hold down the arrow key and then hold down the missile key and you'll just fire off your missiles as you move along. But changing direction or dashing or simply using any other skill will cancel the missile firing and you'll have to press the button again. And I don't know much about mechanics, but I'm pretty certain they don't grind while walking slowly from left to right, only using missiles. Pretty sure that's not how they grind, right? So that skill change was kind of a letdown, but it ain't all doom and gloom though. For example, when you use your tank mode, your main mobbing attack of 3rd and 4th job, when you're into tank mode, that changes to that missile thingy. Well, in tank form, you can now hit up to 4 monsters with that skill in 3rd job, and with 4th job, that skill changes to 6 monsters, so that's definitely nice. You can now mop a little bit with your bossing skill. The 3 little robots that leave a magnetic field got their duration increased from 60 seconds to 80 seconds, and the robot factory summon now will last for 60 seconds instead of 30, and when you put down your black mage buster armor, you're now invincible for the entire duration. So longer summons and a new invincibility frame for mechanic. And yes, you can now hold down your missile button, but don't you dare press any other key because that will cancel it. I actually thought the mechanic and Kaiser changes would be a bit more significant, because Evan also had a change to his magic debris skill that it can fire off automatically. So I figured like, wow, the developers finally figured out what we wanted, but yeah, not really, apparently. I still want to check out the Pathfinder changes and the Fire Poison Mage nerfs, because those seem to have a rather big impact. There also are some more buffs for classes like Dual Blade, and skill changes for classes like Marksman and Adele. So like I mentioned last time, you can read up on Orange Mushroom Block and all those changes. Usually it's just some damage or cooldown changes, nothing too impactful. But because Fire Poison Mage and Pathfinder are more popular classes, I definitely want to still check those out. I've added the link to Orange Mushroom Block in the top comment in case you want to check out all the changes yourself already. Maybe there also will be another test server update soon. If anything important changes, I'll definitely make sure to cover it. And that was all for today already. As always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar, maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Anwar, NHI, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Vyra, Trevor, Michael Machaka, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, ceemak, Striker Elk, Tidal Pan, Victor Sundstrom, Radical Jaws, Riser RU, Gummy Bullet, Lovebird, Sir Tito 655, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Narc, Orlando Belavia, PC Game Life, Dante Victory, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, I'm Disappointed, Lucky Beats, Gable Eck, Pedro Benedetti, Conrad Castales, Ace Light, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Dog on a Talker Box, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, Brandon Cam, Shake One, Vague Botnet, Fecco, Gianfranco Calderon Canavero, Necrodart, Mythiu Death, Only, and Rashid Al-Marudi. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!